In 2018, when the Australian cricket team was caught for cheating, the world was stunned. This led to this moment where the captain of the Australian cricket team was banned for 1 year. But what about chess? Is cheating really a concern? When we think about chess tournaments, we think about professional chess tournaments, be it over the board or online. But if we go down the rating list a little bit, nobody starts at the top. We realize there are other players who are trying to reach this level. They're trying to get their grandmaster titles, and for that they need to play tournaments which are way less regulated than the ones at the top. In Swiss tournaments, the pairings are decided literally minutes after the last game of the previous round has finished. However, that is not the case in round-robin events. In round-robin events, the pairings are decided beforehand, and all the players are supposed to play all the other players. So basically, every player in the tournament is your opponent. The colors you will have against that opponent are decided beforehand by a coin toss. Even top players have played these tournaments. If you consider Fabiano Caruana, his third GM norm was made in a round-robin event. That was the round-robin in Budapest, and it gained him the GM title. So these events are not easy to avoid considering the number of events that happen every year. If you are a serious chess player, at some point you would have probably played some sort of round-robin event. But as we will see, there are some serious drawbacks to these events, and we're going to go through them right now. Cheating in chess refers to any sort of unfair advantage that one player has over the other. Cheating with technology is the main culprit here. You can imagine having a mobile phone with one of your friends who might be signaling the correct moves to you somehow, and there were many such instances. For example, the high-profile events like the one in 2010 at the FIDE Olympiad, where 3 French players were caught. Similarly, the scandal of Boris Ivanov, who was caught multiple times, but there was no proof found on how he was cheating. Then there were many other incidents, for example, like the one in France with Igor Rosas, who was caught in a toilet with his mobile phone trying to find the correct moves, and this was later figured out that he had been doing this for many years previously. And realizing all of this really makes a chess player wonder how many of his opponents are really using some sort of unfair means. FIDE has a number of anti-cheating regulations. They have a whole page dedicated to it, but somehow in practicality, not always all of these can be implemented due to lack of supervision. Most round-robin events are amazing tournaments. You get to play strong title players and have all the preconditions for scoring your norm. All you have to do is play really well. I have personally also played a round-robin organized by Alexei Shirov, and it was an amazing tournament where I missed my norm by half a point. The problem is greed. Imagine you are an ambitious player or the parent of an ambitious player. You have been trying for a while, but there are no norms nearby. Your dreams of a title are far away. And then you see these articles, these videos, chess players who are getting all the publicity you actually desire. In this case, some people can simply decide to buy their norms by bribing title players, and round robins are the breeding ground for such vultures. In general, you need a score of 7 out of 9 to score a norm in a round robin event. The first 3 players are the title players. These 3 are simply bought off. These title players would sometimes just agree to a quick draw, or sometimes would simply blunder a pawn or a piece and resign in around 15 to 20 moves, as if the game was genuine and they had actually lost the game, but in actuality they had simply been bought off. Sometimes the organizer will also include one of his own well-known players, a player who's not really fighting for a norm, but his entire purpose to be in the tournament is to lose the game against the player who's basically bought off a norm. So his entire purpose is to lose that one game and just play the remaining of the tournament as it is. In any tournament, a player who's fighting for a norm, who has genuine chances for norm, will eventually face 1 or 2 low-rated players. Even if you assume a score of 1.5 out of 2, let's say, against them, let's see what the required score for that player is now. We went from 7 out of 9, which felt like an unassailable task, to 1.5 out of 3. This score can be slightly higher or lower, but this basically sums up the problem. If the organizer has bad intentions, and if there are some very greedy parents or chess players, it's very easy to simply lose the sanctity, to simply lose the purpose of why we actually play chess, and this is why round robins need to be regulated better.